Hello. I was asked to come speak to you because I'm an avid gardener, and gardening has actually changed my life. So, and not just in ways that I've learned about soil and plants and all that, but just in other ways. So that's what my whole talk is going to be. But she mentioned that I do poetry, so I did a poem for March. And it's Nature's Invitation to Spring. I always like to do these with nature themes in them. Knock, 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 I'm at your door, inviting you to come explore. What's waiting for you just outside, the warm abode in which you hide. Look around, what do you see? A fresh new world, an emerging bee, a robin looking really cool, a sandhill crane, a vernal pool, a turtle basking in the sun, a wood frog singing just for fun, a skunk cabbage poking through the mud, or maybe just a swelling bud. No matter what it is you see, just enjoy these gifts from me and try to spend more time outside the warm abode in which you hide. So that's my wish for all of you. And the phone won't ring, so I just used it to get the poem. Okay, do you want to get the program up? Okay, I did have white text on here, but for some reason it got changed. I titled this talk, The Evolution of a Gardener, Knowledge Gained Through Experience. And I would just like to share, because I've always been a gardener, I've always liked gardening. I'd like to share how that's changed my life. So, let's see if we can. Next. Okay. This is me, typical, and I'm sure you guys can all relate. If you're gardeners, you go to the garden center, you might want two things. You come up with a whole carload and everything like that. But there's various pictures of my car going through. I often went to the garden centers with no plan. I might have wanted a couple plants, but I ended up with 25. I bought what spoke to me. If it came in colors, I had to have one of each color. I might have gone for a pink one, but if it came in yellow and red and white, I got those too. I bought annuals. Now here's one that most of us do. We bought annuals because they bloom all summer. And I didn't know where I was going to put most of what I bought till I got home. So it was just for the fun of gardening. It was for myself. It was for showing people that I had a pretty yard, what have you. That's what I did. Then in 2018, I discovered the Monarch Way Station. This basically is, it's a self-certification process. If you have at least a 10 by 10 area in your yard that has certain plants that support the monarch, that's both its caterpillar and its butterfly, the butterfly, then you can just send it in and get a designation. And I ordered the little sign and I put it out there, but you notice I still have my petunias going down there. I had to have annuals. Didn't know why, but it was pretty and they bloomed all summer. Then I discovered something after I did this. The first year I did this, I had butterflies. I then realized that before that, I had no butterflies. I was planting things that were pretty for me, but they didn't support nature or anything. So when I saw that they had butterflies, and all I had to do was put in a few basically native plants in my yard, that was it. I was hooked, and I'm going to do all native plants now. From now on, it's going to be native plants. It was late in the season in 2018. I didn't know how I was going to do it yet, but I was going to put more native plants in my yard. So I trusted that the universe would help me out with that. So the next year, I built this in 2019. I call it my circle garden, but it showcases all Michigan native plants for pollinators. It's 100-foot diameter. Other than the ground prep, which I hired out, and they were in and out in 2 days, I did it all myself with a shovel and a wheelbarrow. I began to really enjoy nature for what it was. I wasn't just gardening anymore, I was having fun. And so, I now do tours with that to educate others on what native plants can do for the pollinators, how we can, because the pollinators are just the first step. You know, without pollinators, we don't have food. We don't have the birds. We don't have a lot of things. So we've got to support the pollinators. And the butterflies came. A lot of butterflies came once I put all of those plants in. When I was a kid, I used to raise monarch caterpillars and watch them turn into butterflies. So I was really kind of hooked on that anyways, but now I saw butterflies I'd never seen before, and plus the ones that I had seen before, but I was just fascinated by seeing them and what their stories were. For instance, this one here. This is a Baltimore checker spot butterfly. Its host plant, or the plant that the caterpillars like to be on for eating, they eat the leaves, is white turtlehead. If you don't have white turtlehead, you won't have Baltimore checker spot butterflies because they have no place for their caterpillars. I had some the first year. They stayed little. They formed these little webs. Most people would just spray that and kill them. Don't do that. Let them go. Let them run through their life cycle if you want the butterflies. But they didn't get big, and I wondered why. So I read about them, and I found out that this is a butterfly whose caterpillar overwinters as a caterpillar rather than as a pupa. So they said they just go down into the leaf litter, so I made sure there was leaf litter under there. And then the next year, they one in the center there, that was what came up. There was 4 of them that came back. Now, not all of them survived, but 4 of them came back and then went off to make a pupa and become a butterfly. So I learned something. So now this is becoming educational. Okay, here's another one. The American lady butterfly. And looks like part of that didn't show up, but I'll just tell you about it. The caterpillar here, the American lady butterfly, will lay eggs all over this plant. And this is called Pearly Everlasting. It's a Michigan native. And the caterpillars come out, usually all about the same time, and they eat the plant. What's not showing is the plant that looked dead. When the caterpillars were done, they went away. The plant had no green leaves left on it. It looked dead. So I just recorded it every week. The one on the bottom here, this one, was 5 weeks after all the caterpillars left. It became green again, and it bloomed. That's what I call the rhythm of nature. That plant is there for a purpose. It's to support the American lady butterfly. And then there's, on the right, is the little flowers. The bumblebees. I didn't know there were so many different kinds of bumblebees. So I enjoyed them. And the one up on the top here, that goes, the bumblebees are the only insect that can break into the bottle gentian, which is a Michigan native. So it breaks, the flowers don't open. So it breaks open the flower, jumps in, little feet sticking out, and it's getting its little honey or whatever, it gets in there and backs out, and the flower closes back up again. So it's just fascinating how nature provides for this stuff. And other bees came, from as big as the carpenter bee on down to like little sweat bees and the honey bee. And I mean, I had all kinds of pollinators out there, and I'm taking pictures, I photo document everything, researching everything, learning about everything. I think it was a lot of fun. It's a lot more fun than just planting petunias. Wasps. I learned that wasps don't care if you photograph them while they're eating. I just respect their nest. I don't go anywhere near their nest because they will defend their nest. But I found some pictures. I found some wasps on flowers, some big ones, and just enjoyed documenting them. Flies. Some people say, oh, flies, yuck, we don't like them, I kill them in the house and so forth. But one thing that flies do, many of the fly larvae will eat aphids. It's a natural pest control. On my swamp milkweed, I get orange aphids all the time. They'll come out, and then they vanish because the larvae, the ladybugs, various things, I'm attracting it all. So they take care of it. And they get rid of all of the bad insects. And then there's things like moths and things like bugs, field ants, beetles. They're all pollinators. They all do something for the flowers to perpetuate them so that they come back again next year. And it's just fun watching nature. And then the native plant landscapes. This is looking across in my circle garden. It looks like a field of wildflowers. I'm awestruck every time I go out there in the summertime with this, and I just totally enjoy it. I enjoy it lots when we got fog out because I think all the layers in there are kind of fun. And I have 10 acres. Half of it I've let go back to nature. I don't mow it anymore. When I first moved out there with my husband, he mowed all 10 acres. Now half of it I don't mow. I've got goldenrod coming up like crazy. I didn't plant it there. Nature did. It was waiting and got mowed every year, waiting for the chance to grow. So now I've got that. And native plant landscapes. This is an area under a tree, an oak tree. This is swamp white oak that I estimate to be 250 years old. They have a way of doing it on the internet, measuring stuff. And I did what's called a controlled burn under it. Got rid of, all of the grass and the invasives and things. And I just planted plants. And this is not a garden per se. This is just plants there that can crawl wherever they want. They can throw their seeds wherever they want. I don't cut them down. I don't trim them. I don't deadhead them. They just do whatever they want. It's just I'm creating my own prairie planting, basically. And that's one of the ways that it looks with the fog. And in the front, those are great blue lobelias. And I have a pond on my property. We dug that pond 35 years ago. It took me 30 years to enjoy it. Now that I'm really into this stuff, I would get up, or something would get me up just in time in the morning to throw some clothes on, go outside, and take a picture of the sunrise. It's just gorgeous. And, to be out there when it's just quiet and nothing going on, and just to enjoy nature. I do that all the time now. And things that people call weeds. I go out there, I started seeing all these things. Most of them are small flowers, things like that. People would just dismiss them, they'd pull them out, whatever. These are native weeds. I would find them, I'd photograph them, I'd research them, find out something about them. And then like the one on the top, American burnweed, really doesn't, it's not pretty, it doesn't open, but there's a wasp enjoying it somehow. I mean, it gets what it needs from it somehow. And it's called American burnweed because it's one of the first plants to come back after a fire. So after I did the burn, that's one of the plants that came up. I didn't plant it, it was just there, waiting for the chance to come up. And the wildlife came back. I have sandhill cranes that come visit. Now, they don't stay and mate and have little ones there, but they'll come. Oops. And I've always, as a kid, I knew about mallard ducks, but now I've got bufflehead ducks and hooded merganser ducks and wood ducks and all kinds of things, plus Canadian geese, I just pay attention. I grab my camera, I go out and take pictures. Okay, and then the next slide was the wildlife itself. Many people think deer are a nuisance, rabbits are a nuisance, squirrels are a nuisance. I enjoy them for what they are. And I go out, I take pictures of them. I watch what they do. I had a picture in there of a deer just laying in the grass on the edge of the pond, just enjoying the day. He's not eating my hostas, but if he does, I don't care. The only garden I protect is my circle garden, because I want to keep that for doing tours. So I've got a fence around it, and I've got plenty of other things for the deer to eat around the property, so they've never jumped the fence or gone in or bothered it. And the squirrels, I feed the squirrels now. Oh, along with the birds. I just have a box feeder, put peanuts out there, watch them. They're a lot of fun, just like the birds are to watch. And so, yeah, he's way back in the beginning. I think I'm on second to the last slide. Go down. Oh, okay. But at any rate, the last slide is just a picture of a monarch butterfly. And it's just to say that what this has done, just discovering that Monarch Way Station has done for me, is it's taught me to stop and enjoy nature and learn how to use biodiversity to protect what's out there for us. And I am so much happier gardening now than I ever was planting petunias. So, thank you.